Hey, fourth grade, I am here to review multi-step word problems with you today. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Get out your Math iReady packets and turn to page 14. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so we can do number 2 together. So remember, while I'm getting my screen to share, that when we are doing word problems, we are going to use that strategy, cubes. So I'm going to go ahead and write that right down on this side. So I remember to circle, underline, box, and then solve. We're going to write an equation and then solve. All right, so let's go ahead and read it. Remember, we read our problems 3 times through. So the first time, we're just going to get a sense of what this question is about. Eric has 2 bags of bird seed. One bag has 10 pounds of seed, and the other bag has 8 pounds of seed. He fills 7 bird feeders with 2 pounds each. Write and solve an equation to find how many pounds of bird seed are left. All right, so I'm gonna do our first read. It is what the problem is about. This problem is about bird seed. I have a bird feeder in my backyard. It doesn't have any bird seed in it right now, but I can imagine this problem because I've actually put bird seed in a bird feeder before. So let's go ahead and read it our second time. Remember, this time we are looking for the question. Eric has 2 bags of bird seed. One bag has 10 pounds of seed, and the other bag has 8 pounds of seed. He fills 7 bird feeders with 2 pounds each. Write and solve an equation to find out how many pounds of bird seed are left. All right, go ahead and find the question. Good job. It's this last sentence. There's no question mark, but this is what it's asking us to do. Write and solve an equation to find out how many pounds of bird seed are left. Now, I know we usually circle in the next part, but because we're finding the question in this reading, I'm going to go ahead and circle 3 super important words in this question. Write, solve, and left. So I know I'm not just going to find an answer. I need to write an equation, then I need to solve it. And the question isn't asking me how many pounds of birdseed he used. It's asking me how many are left. That's going to be really important. All right, let's read it our third time through. Eric has 2 bags of birdseed. One bag has 10 pounds of seed, and the other bag has 8 pounds of seed. He fills 7 bird feeders with 2 pounds each. Write and solve an equation to find how many pounds of birdseed are left. All right, this next time through, we circle important numbers and box keywords. So go ahead and start picking those out. I'm going to circle some important numbers. 2 bags of birdseed, and remember, we want to also circle their labels so that we know what we're circling. We're not just going to circle the 2. I need to know 2 of what? 2 bags of birdseed. One bag has 10 pounds of seed, and the other bag has 8 pounds of seed. He fills 7 bird feeders with 2 pounds. Very good. All right, now let's box some keywords. I'm going to box each because that tells me equal parts. And we know that there are 2 operations in math that use equal parts, either multiplication or division. So we're going to be thinking about multiplication and division, but this is a multi-step problem. So we also need to be thinking about what the hidden question is, or what is it that we need to know to solve the problem? All right, there are a few other key words in this problem. Let's see who's found them. Very good. How many? And I'm going to circle this word and. I know it seems like such a silly word to box as a key word, but it's going to be very important to solve our hidden question or what it is that we need to know to solve the problem. All right, so let's go ahead now that we have done all of the first part of cubes, we are gonna write an equation to solve the problem. But remember, this is multi-step, so it's gonna take us a few steps to get to the answer. All right, so have you figured out what it is that we need to know to solve the problem? It's asking us how many pounds of birdseed are left. But do we know how many pounds of birdseed he had in total at the beginning? We actually don't. We are told he has 2 bags of birdseed, and one of them has 10 pounds, and one of them has 8 pounds, but we aren't told how much he has altogether. That's why I boxed this keyword "and," because we need to solve that hidden question by adding the pounds of birdseed in each bag. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. 10 plus 8 equals 18 pounds total. Now, I know that he starts with 18 pounds total. So now that we know he has 18 pounds of birdseed. How many bird feeders does he need to fill? Very good. We circled that. He needs to fill 7 bird feeders. How many pounds of birdseed is he going to put in each of those feeders? Very good. It says that he puts 2 pounds in each. Now, that word we boxed because it tells us that we have equal parts. Are we going to be using multiplication or division? Very good. We're going to be using multiplication because we are given both parts, but not the whole. So remember, when we look at these problems, we can tell whether or not we're using multiplication or division, because in multiplication, we're given both parts and not the whole, and in division, we're given the whole and one part. All right, so let's go ahead and multiply 7 times 2. Everyone get that in your head? And everyone say it all together. Very good, 14 pounds. So he used 14 pounds total to fill his bird feeders. Now let's figure out what it's asking us to do, because we weren't asked how many total pounds he used or how many total pounds he had. It asks how many pounds of birdseed are left. So let's think of an equation we can write with now the bits of information we have to solve that problem. Very good. We know at the beginning he started with 18 pounds of birdseed. He used 14 pounds of birdseed. And we need to find out how many he had left. 18 minus 14 equals n. That's our equation. Now let's go ahead and solve. If it's easier, you can write it up and down like this and solve it that way. 8 minus 4 is 4. I know that because I know my doubles. And 1 minus 1 is 0. So there are 4 pounds left. All right, great job, guys. Keep using those strategies and those skills and those steps to solve the other multi-step word problems on this page. And if you have any questions, as always, just go ahead and give me a call or text me, or meet me on the Math Zoom meeting this afternoon. All right, I'll hopefully see you there. Bye.